OG Lee in the house once again, once again. Thank goodness, thank goodness. I'm looking at a post yesterday, and 82-year-old Billy D. Williams, there's some stories suggested now that he's gay. There's always been talk that he's been gay behind the scenes. He is an icon in terms of a black entertainer. When you look in the black community, Billy D. Williams is iconic in the sense that he is the ultimate, or was, the ultimate ladies man. Every man in the 70s especially wanted to be Billy D. Williams. He was the epitome of a black player, but on a gentleman's tip. Every time you seen the motherfucker, he had a rose and shit like that, giving it to some lady, or a rose on his lapel or something like that. But he was the epitome of a ladies' man. And so now, when they show me Billy D. Williams out here talking about he is sexually this or that, anything suggesting out in front that he's gay, it breaks something down in me. And always just being so cool, calm, collected, and able to pull the lady. Every lady during the 60s, 70s, as far as I was watching, wanted to be with Billy D. Williams. He was the epitome of handsome. The boy did so good in terms of his acting career. He was also iconic and probably one of the first on television and radio who became the spokesperson for beer, for malt liquor. He was the face of malt liquor in the black community. They used him to make malt liquor cool because of his branding of it. People looked at Colt 45 more on the sophisticated tip, where they looked at the old English 800 as like the hood, the rot gut type of beer that niggas drink on the corner. He was the person for Colt 45. Anytime you saw anything to do with Colt 45, you saw cool ass Billy D. Williams. Now they present Billy D. Williams and start talking about that he's, gay. It just breaks something down. If you're somebody, again, that comes from that ilk like I do back in the 60s. This guy, he's the epitome of a ladies' man. Anytime you said anything about being a ladies' man, you could always put Billy D. Williams in the sentence and everybody knew what you meant. It's breaking, everything down. And I think it was Malik Yoba or somebody like that. And I don't know the whole story. I read the headlines and keep going. But anyway, it basically was news suggesting that he might be down with that shit. Everybody knew Malik Yoba. They knew Malik Yoba, for the people who did. They knew him from New York Undercover, I believe it was. New York Undercover. And this was like a first kind of like for these type of shows almost. But so he was a black detective, and it was kind of being like a realistic type of show, taking from what was kind of going on, in contemporary black and Hispanic culture in New York. So he was Malik Yoba as a black detective. Here was this guy, Eddie was his name in the show. I don't know what his name is, but he was Hispanic. And then you had I believe this girl was Hispanic. She could have been a mix with Hispanic and black or something like that. But nice looking young lady. And then there was these three young detectives. And then of course, it wasn't that progressive of a show. So the boss still was white. But anyway, Malik Yoba, at that point, of course, once you get on TV especially, all of the women fell in love with Malik Yoba. What a ladies' man, and this and that. He was the shit. So then they said here, last couple of weeks or months or whatever, he was talking about some shit about gay or some old dumb shit. Every man, I believe, has a feminine side, so to speak. You're resembling something that you've seen in the society. But that doesn't make you gay. A man learned how to cook and saw a lot of things in terms of cooking and so. He saw it from his mother. Yes, that could be what I'm saying is his feminine side, so to speak. But that doesn't make you gay. But anyway, so you take Malik Yoba and a heartthrob, total freaking heartthrob. And they says now all of a sudden you know, he's gay. Then there's got the entertainer Tank. I would say Tank's probably not gay. Just looking at him, I would say he's not gay. But to even bring up these type of conversations, it continues to introduce people to this way of life, especially the black community, because it's smaller. We're a smaller race of people, so when something happens within our culture, it's more prevalent, so to speak, and it's really focused. One of the ways that black people traditionally in America have taken themselves out of poverty is to become athletes and or entertainers. And so we in the black community, you know, historically especially, have looked up to these people because they have made it. So when you start making these kinds of people fall from you know, their tier, you start making these kind of people fall, it affects the culture. Here's a man 82 years old, for some reason it has to be known that he is gender fluid. What the fuck is that? So you leave yourself open to interpretation. Gender fluid. Why can't you just say, hey, I'm a man? You know, or I'm not. You left yourself open for interpretation for people to say this, some others are queer. Now, 82 years old, I don't know why it would have to be news, because I'm sure there's plenty of white men who have been in the entertainment industry and they're 82 or whatever, they're gay, nobody. It's not news. It's news in the black community because Billy D. Williams is an icon. But I don't see why that has to be news for any other reason other than you want to bring black men down off of this tier and let people know, hey, he didn't make it all the way through as no straight man, even though people know his history may have been a little queerish. But on the main screen, on the main platform, he was an iconic ladies man who saw them on the side. Let me talk about this shit. Breakdown that we're seeing. Let me talk about this shit. In terms of masculinity in the black community is astounding. And it is happening so quick. I talk about this because it's in the news. Let me talk about this shit. Billy D. Williams, 82, talking about gender fluid and all. Let me talk about this gender fluid. Billy D. Williams, what the fuck is that? What? Billy doing robots? Anyway, Billy D., you have been a staple. You're a household name in the black community. For people who have come up during that time, you're a household name. I mean, really, man, you gotta feel this shit. This guy was an icon as a ladies' man in the black community, man. When you talk about the community, right? So, because again, he used the entertainment to make it out, so to speak, right? So he is somebody who is like a pillar in the black community. So always this ladies man. And all of a sudden you look and you say, oh, he's talking about gender fluidity and this and that. Why would you even come into the conversation with that? When your legacy that is up here on the platform is that, yo, you this iconic ladies man. Some people know you for doing, I guess, Star Wars or whatever that shit is or whatever. But my generation knows him for being an iconic ladies man that's been so handsome that women just, they just melt. And then he gives them a fucking rose and shit and they just, It's just the way that they have the black men within the industry going out, man. It's heartbreaking. So like I said, it's like snatching the motherfucking part of me away. Anyway, this is OG Lee, and I'll see you again soon.